Okay, so pretty much taped up my ladder. It got dark. Well, it's getting dark outside, so pretty much just set up in my garage. Nice little booth. Probably open up the garage a bit so I don't die in here from fumes. This is my bumper. I just prepped it a bit. Took out some of the scratches, so it's gonna prime everything up and probably wrap this one up first. So alright, so I fixed up the place. I put heaps of paper down. That's just my security. I don't know if my dad would be upset if I made a big mess, so I don't want to take the chances, or else he might not let me attempt this again. So I wrapped up the ladder. This is everything sanded down to 240. I'm just about to prime. What I'm going to do first is wax and grease everything. For sections that I didn't want to get primer on, did this. So once again, just wax and grease, because you know, everything was on the floor. It's gonna pick it up again, so I might have got some dust or whatever. Just don't want to take the chances, or else we'll ruin everything. Okay, so I've already put down two coats already of primer. The camera kind of died off, so missed out on that. But anyway, just gonna put the last one, third. Probably only need 3, and so here we go. Alright, so I'll let that dry overnight and we'll see how we go. After it dries, probably sand it down 600. Okay, so left it overnight. The grill looks really good, but the lip, there's some low spots, some just small. Might go to the paint shop, get some, spot putty, and apparently that will get rid of it. But other than that, I think I'll start sanding 600. Alright, so I've got a bucket of water, a sponge, and my 600 grit. Just gonna let it soak in there for a bit, make sure it's nice and wet. I might pop on some gloves. Just do it by hand. Just sand it down nicely, make sure you get everywhere. Some people do is they put a guide coat. This is just to help them know what's been rubbed off and what hasn't. Something I should have done, but you know, only heard about it after, and kind of short for time, so it's alright. Just gonna wipe it down, all the water, and I'll let it sit for a while just to let all the moisture dry out, and then start adding some color. Okay, here's my front bumper. Pretty much what I've done is sanded down all the crap, primed it up, and then obviously I taped this off before I primed it because I didn't want primer to get on it. Might have got some of it down there, I don't know, but I'll respray it later. Anyway, so once it's been primed, you gotta sand everything down, the clear coat down, so that it's lost its gloss. Reason for that is it's gonna put a new top coat on, so it's kind of pointless, and it adds more of an adhesion for the next top coat. So once again, got my 600 out. Just gonna smooth it out because I've primed it. So I'm just gonna sand it all down, not completely, but just so it's got a nice smooth surface. Don't need to go over it much. You don't need to pull off the primer or anything. You just need to sand down the top so the surface is nice and smooth. So okay, so once you've sanded down, just double check everything, just feel it. Just gonna feel it around with my hands, just making sure that everything's nice and smooth. And then what I'm gonna do is just gonna wash it down, make sure that there's nothing hanging there. Simply with water, just rub it down, just to dry it out, help it dry out. Okay, so I have a problem with my lip. It's got a few indentations which I don't want on the finish, and I gotta get rid of it now before I go further, or else it's just gonna cause me problems. So got some spot putty. Apparently it'll do the job. It's a lot finer than normal body filler, but it'll get into those really hard to reach places. Okay, before I spot putty, I'm just gonna add some of my poison, my waxing grease. I think it's already got the hardener in it, actually. Kind of looks like it. So I was gonna use the onion board to help me. I was gonna apply small. Okay, so I've puttied. I went a little all out, but yeah, I had quite a lot, so I was just spreading it everywhere. That's probably way too much. Just gonna sand that down, let it dry for half an hour, and then I'll sand it down. So while I'm doing that, I'll probably work on something else, or I'll probably grab something to eat. Okay, so the car's inside. So I wanted to start on the rear bumper. It's not as bad as the front, but you can't really see it. How about now? Can you see that? See, there's all these scratches. I don't know what my brother did. He's the one that had this car before me, so, and he won't tell me. So first thing, waxing grease this biatch. So yeah, just gonna keep sanding it down until it's all gone, and then as for the other side and all the other scratches, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so sanded it down. Turns out I had to cut back all the way to the primer, but it's alright. Just add a new one on. So yeah, it's gonna go over with this chamois shimmy, whatever it is. ShamWow. And dry it up. Now, next step, gonna mask off all these areas, start priming it, and then let it dry, and then I'll start working on that. Alright, cool. Alright, so that's pretty much how I mask it up. I mask up the perimeter first, and then I'll just come by with my own chem book, chem notes, freaking chem. It's the gayest subject ever. Sorry to all you chem lovers, but I really sucked at it, so that's why I hate it. So I'm just gonna keep going around. A little trick that I've been using to wrap up my car. I do is this can't be bothered sticking 4 pieces around, so what I do is get 1 piece, tear a hole, fold it in half first, and then, you know, I don't know, just approximate it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be perfect. And voila. Yeah, and then get a bit of sticky tape. So yeah, just putting on primer now. Just put it on slowly. Should be enough. So I'll wait about 5-10 minutes for it to flash off, and then I'll spray the next coat. Alright, so this is coat number 2. It's gonna probably put lightly. And I'm gonna let that dry. The can says, you know, 1 hour. Probably leave it there for a few hours, just because I got stuff to do at the moment. But I'll get back to it. After that, I'll have to sand it down with 600.